First contact shock. The vast expanse of space stretched endlessly before the Imperial scout ship Nexus as it glided through the uncharted regions of the Orion Arm. Captain Zixtal, a veteran of countless exploration missions, lounged in his command chair, his tentacles idly tapping at the armrests. The bridge hummed with the quiet efficiency of a well-oiled machine, each crew member focused on their assigned tasks. Another day, another unremarkable sector. Zixtal muttered to himself. The Galactic Empire had been expanding its reach for millennia, and truly surprising discoveries were becoming increasingly rare. Captain, the sensor officer called out, her voice tinged with excitement. I'm detecting an anomaly in Sector 47 Beta. Zixtal's boredom evaporated instantly. On screen, he ordered, leaning forward in his chair. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a blue-green planet nestled in a system with a single yellow star. Initial scans showed a nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere, vast oceans, and sprawling landmasses. Life signs? Zixtal inquired, his professional curiosity piqued. The sensor officer's fingers danced across her console. Affirmative, Captain. The planet is teeming with life, including... Wait, this can't be right. She frowned, rechecking her readings. Speak, officer, Zixtal commanded, a hint of impatience in his voice. Sir, I'm detecting signs of intelligent life and technology. But, she hesitated, the energy signatures are all wrong. They're using fossil fuels and primitive fission reactors. It's as if they're stuck in the pre-space age. Zixtal's tentacles writhed in amusement. Ah, a primitive species ripe for Imperial guidance. This should be a simple first contact mission. Helm, take us into orbit. Communications, prepare the standard greeting package. As the Nexus approached the planet, the bridge crew buzzed with excitement. First contact missions were rare, and the opportunity to introduce a new species to the glories of the Galactic Empire was considered a great honor. Suddenly, alarms blared across the bridge. The ship shuddered violently, and the main lights flickered before emergency power kicked in. Report. Zixtal bellowed, clinging to his chair as the ship stabilized. The chief engineer's voice crackled over the comm system. Captain, we've lost main power. All systems except life support and minimal thrusters are offline. Zixtal's eyes widened in disbelief. How? We're nowhere near any known weapons platforms or defense systems. The sensor officer, her voice trembling, spoke up. Captain, I'm detecting an energy field surrounding the entire planet. It wasn't there a moment ago. The field's composition is unlike anything in our database. As the crew scrambled to make sense of their situation, the communications officer interrupted. Sir, we're being hailed from the planet's surface. Zixtal, his earlier amusement now replaced by a growing sense of unease, nodded. On screen. The view screen flickered to life once more, revealing a being that looked remarkably similar to many humanoid species in the galaxy. The creature had pinkish skin, dark hair, and wore a crisp uniform adorned with various insignias. Greetings, visitors, the being spoke, its voice translated seamlessly by the ship's linguistics system. I am Admiral Helena Chen of the United Earth Defense Force. We apologize for the discomfort, but we couldn't risk you transmitting our location to your superiors before we had a chance to talk. Zixtal, struggling to maintain his composure, replied, I am Captain Zixtal of the Imperial scout ship Nexus. You've committed an act of aggression against a vessel of the Galactic Empire. Explain yourselves immediately. Admiral Chen's expression remained impassive. Captain, let me be clear. We disabled your vessel as a precautionary measure. Our intentions are peaceful, but we will not hesitate to defend ourselves if necessary. Now, I suggest we begin our discussion on more equal footing. As Zixtal opened his mouth to protest, the view screen split, showing a real-time image of Earth. The captain and his crew watched in awe as the planet's surface seemed to shimmer and change. Vast cities, gleaming spaceports, and orbital platforms phased into view, revealing a civilization far more advanced than initial scans had suggested. Impossible, Zixtal whispered, his tentacles coiling tightly in shock. Admiral Chen allowed herself a small smile. What you initially detected was a planet-wide camouflage system designed to mask our true level of development. We've been aware of the Galactic Empire for centuries, Captain. We've watched, we've learned, and we've prepared. The implications of her words sent a chill through Zixtal's body. If what she said was true, then Earth had managed to hide its entire civilization from the most powerful empire in the known galaxy. The technological gap required to achieve such a feat was unthinkable. Why reveal yourselves now? Zixtal asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Because it was inevitable that we would be discovered eventually, Chen replied. We chose to control the circumstances of that discovery. Captain, we have no quarrel with your empire, but we will not be subjugated. We're prepared to open diplomatic channels, but it must be as equals. As if to emphasize her point, a massive ship suddenly materialized next to the Nexus. It dwarfed the Imperial vessel, its sleek design unlike anything in the Empire's fleet. Zixtal could see his crew's reflection in the viewscreen, their faces masks of awe and terror. That, Chen continued, is the HS Artemis, one of our smaller defensive platforms. It's currently projecting a containment field around your ship to prevent any potential self-destruct scenarios. We value life, Captain, even that of potential adversaries. Zixtal slumped in his chair, the full weight of the situation crashing down upon him. In a matter of minutes, everything he thought he knew about his mission, about the Empire's place in the galaxy, had been turned on its head. What do you want from us? He managed to ask. Admiral Chen's expression softened slightly. For now, we want you to listen. Earth is not a threat to the Galactic Empire, but we will not bow to external rule. We propose an exchange of ambassadors, a sharing of knowledge and culture. But make no mistake, Captain, any act of aggression against Earth will be met with overwhelming force. As Chen spoke, Zixtal's mind raced. The Empire had encountered resistant species before, but never one so apparently advanced. The political ramifications alone were staggering. How would the Emperor react? Would this lead to war, or a new era of cooperation? I will need to contact my superiors, Zixtal said, trying to regain some semblance of control. Chen nodded. Of course, we'll restore power to your communication systems, but be aware, Captain, we'll be monitoring your transmissions. Honesty would be in everyone's best interests. As the communication ended, Zixtal turned to his stunned crew. Send a Priority 1 message to Imperial High Command. Contents as follows. First contact established with highly advanced civilization designate Earth. Technology levels surpass Imperial standards. Advise immediate diplomatic approach. Military action. Strongly discourage. As his communications officer hurried to compose the message, Zixtal gazed out at the now revealed Earth and the imposing form of the Artemis. In all his years of service, he had never felt so small, so insignificant. The galaxy, it seemed, was a far more complex and dangerous place than the Galactic Empire had ever imagined. And humanity, this unknown variable, had just reshaped the cosmic playing field in a single, shocking moment. As the priority message was sent, Zixtal couldn't help but wonder, was this the beginning of a new golden age of galactic cooperation, or the first tremors of a conflict that would reshape the very foundations of the Empire? Only time would tell. But one thing was certain. The galaxy would never be the same again. The ultimatum backfires. The Imperial Palace on Coruscant Prime bustled with frantic activity. News of Earth's revelation had spread like wildfire through the upper echelons of the Galactic Empire. Emperor Zorn Xi, a being of immense power and even greater ego, paced furiously in his private chambers. Impossible, he roared, his crystalline form shimmering with barely contained rage. No primitive world could have hidden from us for so long. Grand Vizier Lox, a wizened creature with 6 eyes and translucent skin, attempted to calm his liege. Your Radiance, the reports have been triple verified. Earth's technological capabilities appear to be significant. Zorn whirled on his advisor, his voice dripping with contempt. Then we shall crush them with the full might of the Empire. Ready the eternal flame. Lox's eyes widened in shock. The eternal flame. But Your Radiance, that ship hasn't been used since the Andromeda Rebellion. The power requirements alone ruled. Silence. Zorn bellowed. I will not have some backwater world making a mockery of Imperial power. We leave immediately. As the Emperor's will was made manifest, the greatest fleet in the history of the Empire assembled. At its heart was the Eternal Flame, a vessel so massive it dwarfed small moons. Thousands of ships fell into formation around it, a steel armada ready to enforce the Emperor's will. The journey to Earth took mere hours, the fleet utilizing secret hyperlanes unknown to all but the highest-ranking Imperials. As they dropped out of hyperspace, the sight that greeted them was underwhelming. Earth hung in space, looking much as it had in the initial scout reports. There was no sign of the advanced civilization Captain Zixtal had reported, no massive ships or space stations. Emperor Zorn's laugh echoed through the bridge of the Eternal Flame. It seems our scouts were led astray by simple illusions. No matter, we shall make an example of this world all the same. With a gesture, he ordered the fleet into attack formation. But before the first ship could power its weapons, a voice crackled through every communication system in the fleet. Imperial vessels, this is Earth Control. You are entering restricted space. Please state your intentions. Zorn sneered, stepping forward to deliver his ultimatum. His image was broadcast not just to Earth, but to every world in the Empire. People of Earth, he began, his voice resonating with imperial authority. I am Emperor Zorn Xi, sovereign ruler of the Galactic Empire. Your pitiful attempts at deception have failed. Surrender now, swear fealty to the Empire, and your lives will be spared. Resist, and you will be annihilated. For a moment, there was silence. Then, a hologram flickered to life on the bridge of the Eternal Flame. A human woman appeared, dressed in a simple yet elegant uniform. Emperor Zorn, she said, her voice calm and measured. I am President Adira Yusin of the United Earth Federation. We have no desire for conflict, but we will not be subjugated. Perhaps we could discuss this like civilized beings. Zorn's crystalline form pulsed with anger. There is nothing to discuss. You will submit, or you will perish. Yusin's expression remained impassive. I see. That's disappointing. We had hoped for a more enlightened response. She paused, then added, since you've chosen to make this a public spectacle, perhaps a demonstration is in order. Before Zorn could respond, alarms blared across the Imperial fleet. Grand Vizier Lox rushed to a console, his 6 eyes widening in disbelief. Your Radiance, he gasped, we're detecting massive energy spikes from the planet's surface. Suddenly, the space around Earth shimmered. The placid blue world vanished, replaced by a glittering jewel of technology. Massive orbital platforms materialized, surrounded by swarms of sleek ships that made even the Eternal Flame look outdated. President Yusin's hologram smiled softly. Emperor Zorn, allow me to introduce you to the real Earth. We've been watching your empire for centuries, preparing for this moment. We have no wish for war, but make no mistake, we are ready for it. Zorn, momentarily stunned into silence, quickly recovered his bluster. Parlor tricks and illusions. The Empire will not be cowed by such theatrics. Fleet, open fire. But as the Imperial ships powered up their weapons, something extraordinary happened. A wave of energy pulsed out from Earth, washing over the fleet. In an instant, every weapon system went dark. Lox's voice was tinged with panic. Your Radiance, we've lost all offensive capabilities. The energy pulse, it's like nothing we've ever encountered. Yusin's hologram took on a sterner aspect. That was a warning shot, Emperor. The localized field that neutralizes any technology with offensive capabilities. The next one won't be so benign. As if to emphasize her point, a massive ship emerged from behind Earth's moon. It was the HMS Prometheus, dwarfing even the Eternal Flame. Its sleek design spoke of power beyond Imperial understanding. Zorn, his composure cracking, tried one last gambit. You dare threaten the Empire? We have millions of worlds at our command. We will drown you in numbers. Numbers. Yusin replied, almost pityingly. Emperor, let me be clear. We've had faster-than-light travel for millennia. While your empire was conquering its first star system, we were already exploring other galaxies. She gestured, and a star map appeared, showing not just the Milky Way, but dozens of other galaxies. Points of light indicated human presence spread across the cosmic tapestry. We chose isolation to avoid conflict, Yusin continued, but we've always kept watch. Your empire is but a small part of a much larger universe, Emperor Zorn. A universe where humanity has walked for far longer than you can imagine. The implications hit Zorn like a physical blow. His mighty empire, the force he had always believed unassailable, was a cosmic minnow compared to the Leviathan that was humanity. Sensing the shift in power, Grand Vizier Locke stepped forward. Perhaps, Your Radiance, a diplomatic approach might be wise. Zorn, his earlier bravado evaporated, could only nod numbly. President Yusin's expression softened. We're glad you see reason, Emperor. We propose a summit, here on Earth, to discuss the future relationship between humanity and the Galactic Empire. We have much we could learn from each other. As the communication ended, the bridge of the Eternal Flame fell into stunned silence. The mightiest fleet in Imperial history hung impotent in space, utterly outclassed by the power of a single world they had dismissed as primitive mere hours ago. Emperor Zorn, his crystalline form dulled with shock, slumped onto his throne. Prepare my diplomatic team, he muttered. As the Imperial fleet began its humbling retreat, the news spread across the galaxy. Countless worlds that had chafed under Imperial rule watched in awe as humanity put the mighty empire in its place without firing a single shot. The balance of power had shifted dramatically, and as Earth prepared to take its place on the galactic stage, one thing was clear. The age of Imperial dominance was over. A new era of human-led exploration and cooperation was about to begin, reshaping the very fabric of galactic society. The ultimatum had indeed backfired, but in doing so, it had opened the door to possibilities beyond even the Empire's wildest dreams. The Prometheus unveiled. The Galactic Summit on Earth was set to begin in mere hours. The sprawling metropolis of New Geneva buzzed with anticipation, its gleaming spires and floating platforms playing host to delegates from across the Galactic Empire and beyond. Emperor Zorn Xi, still smarting from his earlier humiliation, stood at the window of his opulent guest quarters, gazing out at the city that defied his understanding of human capabilities. His advisors huddled nearby, whispering furiously among themselves. Your Radiance, Grand Vizier Locke ventured. Our intelligence suggests the humans are planning some sort of demonstration. We believe it involves their flagship, the Prometheus. Zorn's crystalline form pulsed with irritation. More theatrics, no doubt. These humans seemed to revel in their little surprises. As if on cue, a low rumble echoed through the city. The sky above New Geneva shimmered, and suddenly, the colossal form of the HMS Prometheus materialized directly overhead. Its sleek, dark hull seemed to absorb light, making it appear like a void in the sky. Gasps of awe and fear rippled through the assembled alien delegates. Even Zorn, for all his bravado, felt a chill run through his crystalline core. In the Grand Assembly Hall, President Adira Yusin took the stage, her hologram projected to larger-than-life proportions. Distinguished delegates, she began, her voice calm yet commanding. Welcome to Earth. As you can see, we've arranged a small demonstration of our technological capabilities." With a wave of her hand, the ceiling of the assembly hall became transparent, offering a clear view of the Prometheus looming above. "The HSS Prometheus," Yusin continued, "is more than just a warship. It's a testament to human ingenuity, a mobile research station, and a symbol of our commitment to peaceful exploration." As she spoke, holographic displays sprang to life around the hall, showcasing various aspects of the massive vessel. "The Prometheus is powered by a miniaturized star," a human scientist explained, stepping forward. "It generates more energy than your entire empire consumes in a standard solar cycle." Murmurs of disbelief rippled through the audience. Emperor Zorn leaned forward, his earlier disdain replaced by grudging curiosity. "But power is nothing without purpose," Yusin said. "The Prometheus houses laboratories dedicated to solving the greatest challenges facing our galaxy. From curing supposedly incurable diseases to terraforming inhospitable worlds, our goal is to improve life for all sentient beings." As if to demonstrate, a beam of energy shot from the Prometheus towards a barren moon visible in the sky. Within moments, the moon's surface began to shimmer, transforming from lifeless rock to a verdant, Earth-like sphere. The alien delegates erupted in a cacophony of shocked exclamations and awed whispers. Even the most skeptical among them couldn't deny the incredible display of power and control they had just witnessed. Emperor Zorn, his voice barely above a whisper, turned to Lox. "How? How could they have advanced so far beyond us?" Before Lox could respond, the assembly hall darkened. A new hologram materialized, showing a timeline of human history. "For millennia," Yusin explained, "humanity chose isolation. We watched the rise and fall of empires, including yours, Emperor Zorn. We learned, we grew, and we prepared. The Prometheus is the culmination of countless generations of scientific advancement." A hologram shifted, showing the Prometheus in action across different galaxies. "We've explored realms beyond your imagination, made contact with civilizations your empire has yet to dream of. And now, we believe it's time to share our knowledge." A tense silence fell over the assembly. The implications of Yusin's words were staggering. The empire, long believed to be the pinnacle of galactic civilization, was being offered a chance to learn from a species they had initially dismissed as primitive. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the city. The Prometheus's energy readings spiked dramatically, and a massive wormhole opened in the sky beside it. Panic gripped the alien delegates, many believing this to be the prelude to an attack. But Yusin remained calm, a slight smile playing on her lips. "Fear not," she said, her voice cutting through the chaos. "What you're witnessing is the Prometheus's primary function in action. We call it the Cosmic Wayfinder." As the assembled beings watched in awe, the Prometheus extended a tendril of energy into the wormhole. Holographic displays around the hall lit up, showing real-time data streaming from whatever lay on the other side. "This wormhole," Yusin explained, "leads to a galaxy we've designated as 7, over 12 billion light-years from here. The Prometheus is capable of opening stable wormholes to any point in the known universe, allowing for instantaneous travel and communication across cosmic distances your fastest ships would take millennia to cover." The implications hit Emperor Zorn like a physical blow. His empire, which he had always believed to span an impressive swath of the cosmos, was nothing more than a tiny speck in humanity's realm of influence. As the wormhole closed and the Prometheus returned to its stationary position above the city, Yusin turned her attention directly to Zorn. "Emperor," she said, her tone both respectful and firm, "we understand this is a lot to process. Humanity has no desire to supplant or subjugate the Galactic Empire. Instead, we offer partnership. Together, we could usher in an unprecedented era of peace, discovery, and prosperity for all sentient beings." Zorn, still reeling from the display of power and the shattering of his worldview, found himself at a crossroads. His advisors looked to him, awaiting his response. The fate of the Empire, perhaps of the entire galaxy, hung on his next words. After a long moment, Zorn stepped forward. His crystalline form shimmered as he addressed the assembly, his voice carrying the weight of history. President Yusin, he began, choosing his words carefully, on behalf of the Galactic Empire. I accept your offer of partnership. A collective sigh of relief swept through the hall. Yusin's hologram smiled warmly. A wise decision, Emperor, she said. Let this day mark the beginning of a new chapter in galactic history. As the summit erupted into excited discussions and the beginnings of diplomatic negotiations, the Prometheus hung silently in the sky, a testament to human achievement and a promise of adventures to come. The unveiling of the Prometheus had done more than showcase humanity's technological prowess. It had reshaped the galactic landscape, opening up possibilities that even the Empire, in all its supposed glory, had never dared to imagine. As night fell on New Geneva, the stars seemed to shine brighter, as if welcoming a new era of cosmic exploration and cooperation. The age of humanity had begun, and the universe would never be the same. Battle of titanic proportions. The fragile peace established at the New Geneva summit lasted barely a standard galactic year. While many in the Empire embraced the new era of cooperation with Earth, a faction of hardliners, led by Emperor Zorn's warmongering brother, Prince Vex, saw humanity's power as a threat that needed to be eliminated. Prince Vex had spent months secretly amassing a rebel fleet, gathering disgruntled Imperial officers, and advanced prototype weapons. His plan was simple: strike Earth when they least expected it, neutralize the Prometheus, and reassert Imperial dominance over the galaxy. As dawn broke over New Geneva, the city's early risers were treated to an awe-inspiring sight: a massive Imperial armada dropping out of hyperspace, led by a behemoth of a vessel that dwarfed even the largest standard Imperial dreadnoughts. Alarms blared across Earth's defense network. In the central command hub, President Yusin's hologram materialized, her face grim. "Status report," she demanded. Admiral Chen, her expression a mask of controlled fury, responded quickly. "It's Prince Vex, Madam President. He's brought at least 10,000 ships, including some we've never seen before. They're powering up weapons." Yusin's eyes narrowed. "So be it. Deploy the Prometheus. Let's show them why Earth is not to be trifled with." High above the planet, the HFY Prometheus shimmered into view, its dark hull gleaming in the light of Earth's sun. Captain Aria Zhang stood on the bridge, her crew a picture of calm efficiency despite the looming threat. "All hands, battle stations," Zhang ordered, her voice steady. "Activate the Aegis shield and prepare the Cronus array." As the Prometheus's defensive systems came online, Prince Vex's voice boomed across all communication channels. "People of Earth," he sneered, "your time of arrogance ends now. Surrender the Prometheus and submit to Imperial rule, or face annihilation." President Yusin's response was succinct: "Earth does not negotiate with terrorists or usurpers. Prince Vex, power down your weapons and withdraw, or face the consequences of your actions." For a moment, silence reigned. Then, with a roar of fury, Vex gave the order: "All ships, open fire." The space between the two fleets erupted in a dazzling display of destructive energy. Thousands of Imperial ships launched a barrage of plasma torpedoes and particle beams, all converging on the seemingly outmatched Prometheus. But as the attacks neared the Earth vessel, they simply vanished. The Aegis shield, a revolutionary defense system that bent space-time itself, had redirected the entire assault into a pocket dimension. Captain Zhang allowed herself a small smile. "Return fire. Target their lead ships with the gravity manipulators." Beams of distorted space lanced out from the Prometheus, enveloping several Imperial dreadnoughts. The massive ships groaned and buckled as localized gravity wells crushed them like tin cans. Prince Vex, watching from his flagship, the immortal tyrant, growled in frustration. "Impossible. Launch the Chronoton disruptors." A wave of shimmering energy washed over the battlefield, designed to disrupt the flow of time around the Prometheus and negate its advanced technology. For a moment, it seemed to work. The Earth-ship's shields flickered. But then, Captain Zhang's voice rang out. Chromis array, full power. The space around the Prometheus warped and twisted. Imperial ships found themselves moving in slow motion, their attacks easily avoided. Others accelerated wildly, their crews experiencing years in mere seconds. How? Vex bellowed. No technology can manipulate time like this. On the Prometheus's bridge, Zhang's eyes gleamed. You're right, Prince Vex. No technology you know of. As the battle raged, Earth's defensive platforms joined the fray. They launched swarms of nanites that infiltrated Imperial ships, disabling systems and converting matter into more nanites. Entire squadrons of fighters dissolved into clouds of microscopic machines. Vex, desperation creeping into his voice, played his final hand. Activate the Nova Cannon. The immortal tyrant's bow split open, revealing a massive weapon that began drawing in stellar material from the nearby sun. The temperature in Earth's upper atmosphere spiked as the Nova Cannon prepared to unleash the power of a supernova. Captain, Admiral Chen's voice crackled over the Prometheus's comms. You need to stop that weapon. Zhang nodded grimly. Understood, Admiral. Initiating Mobius maneuver. The Prometheus suddenly vanished, reappearing instantaneously at multiple points around the immortal tyrant. But these weren't mere holograms or projections. Somehow, the ship was in several places at once. Quantum superposition, Zhang explained to her awestruck crew. We exist in multiple states simultaneously. Fire the singularity missiles. From every iteration of the Prometheus, a barrage of sleek missiles launched. They converged on the immortal tyrant, each one tearing open a miniature black hole upon impact. The massive Imperial flagship began to break apart, torn between competing gravitational forces. Prince Vex, his composure finally breaking, screamed orders to his crew. Overload the Nova Cannon. If we fall, we'll take this wretched planet with us. But before he could act, a beam of pure energy lanced out from the Prometheus, enveloping the immortal tyrant. The massive ship, along with Prince Vex and his command crew, simply vanished. What happened to them? A junior officer on the Prometheus asked, her voice trembling. Captain Zhang's expression was solemn. We shifted them into a parallel timeline, one where they never chose this path of destruction. They'll have a chance to make better choices. As the remaining Imperial ships realized the fate of their leader, chaos erupted in their ranks. Some attempted to flee, others tried to continue the fight, but against the might of the Prometheus and Earth's defenses, they stood no chance. Within hours, the battle was over. The space around Earth was littered with the broken husks of Imperial ships, a testament to the folly of underestimating humanity's resolve and ingenuity. In New Geneva, President Yusen addressed the galaxy. Today, we faced a grave threat, not just to Earth, but to the peace we've all worked so hard to build. Let this battle serve as a reminder and a warning. Earth seeks friendship with all peaceful civilizations, but we will not hesitate to defend ourselves and our allies. As her words echoed across countless worlds, the HFY Prometheus hung in low Earth orbit, its hull barely scratched despite the titanic battle it had just won. Captain Zhang stood at the viewport, gazing down at the blue marble of humanity's homeworld. There will be more challenges ahead, Admiral Chen said, joining her. The galaxy is vast, and not everyone will welcome our emergence onto the cosmic stage. Zhang nodded, a determined glint in her eye. Then we'll face those challenges as we always have, with courage, innovation, and the unwavering belief that humanity's potential is limitless. As the first rays of sunlight crept over Earth's horizon, bathing the Prometheus in a golden glow, one thing was clear. The galaxy had witnessed the dawn of a new era. Humanity had proven itself not just a match for the greatest powers in known space, but perhaps the key to unlocking the universe's deepest mysteries. The battle of titanic proportions was over, but humanity's greatest adventures were just beginning. Galactic power shift. In the aftermath of the battle of titanic proportions, the galaxy held its collective breath. The defeat of Prince Vex's armada had sent shockwaves through every corner of known space. The once mighty Galactic Empire, which had stood unchallenged for millennia, now seemed a paper tiger compared to the technological might of Earth. Emperor Zorn Xi, his crystalline form dulled with stress, sat alone in his throne room on Coruscant Prime. The silence was shattered by the arrival of a holographic transmission. President Yusin of Earth. Emperor Zorn, she began, her tone measured but firm. I trust you understand the gravity of recent events. Zorn nodded wearily. Indeed, President Yusin. My brother's actions were regrettable. I assure you, he acted without imperial sanction. Yusin's hologram raised an eyebrow. Perhaps. But this incident has made one thing clear. The current balance of power in the galaxy is untenable. We propose a summit, not just with the Empire, but with representatives from every known civilization. It's time for a change. As Yusin's words hung in the air, similar conversations were taking place across the galaxy. On Proxima Centauri II, the crystalline hive mind of the Zixlax collective buzzed with excitement at the prospect of unrestricted cultural exchange with Earth. In the methane seas of Titan, the aquatic Neptunes saw an opportunity to finally break free from imperial resource quotas. Within a standard galactic month, representatives from over 10,000 civilizations converged on Earth's lunar colony, New Tranquility. The Grand Assembly Hall, a marvel of human architecture, could shift its internal dimensions to comfortably accommodate beings of all sizes and atmospheric requirements. As the delegates took their seats, a hush fell over the assembly. President Yusin stepped onto the central platform, her image projected across the hall and to countless worlds beyond. Distinguished representatives, she began, her voice carrying the weight of history. We stand at a crossroads. For too long, the galaxy has been dominated by a single power, stifling innovation and cultural exchange. Today, we propose a new path forward, the formation of a galactic council where every civilization, no matter how small, has a voice. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Emperor Zorn, seated in the imperial box, felt the eyes of the galaxy upon him. With a deep breath, he rose to speak. For eons, he said, his crystalline voice resonating through the hall, the Empire has stood as a beacon of order in a chaotic universe. But recent events have shown us the folly of complacency. On behalf of the Galactic Empire, I support President Yusin's proposal. A collective gasp echoed through the assembly. The Emperor of a million worlds had just voluntarily ceded absolute power. As the implications sank in, the hall erupted in a cacophony of excited discussions and fervent debates. Over the next several days, the framework for a new galactic order took shape. The Galactic Council would be headquartered on a neutral world, with rotating leadership and checks and balances to prevent any one civilization from dominating. Earth, with its advanced technology, would take a leading role in scientific and exploratory initiatives, but would not hold unilateral power. As the summit neared its conclusion, Captain Aria Zhang of the HFY Prometheus was invited to address the assembly. Her arrival was met with a mix of awe and trepidation. Many still remembered the awesome power her ship had displayed in battle. Esteemed delegates, Zhang began, her voice calm but commanding. The Prometheus was built not for war, but for exploration. With the formation of the Galactic Council, we propose to repurpose our fleet. The wormhole technology that allows us to traverse vast cosmic distances will be shared, ushering in an era of unprecedented exploration and discovery. The Assembly Hall's central hologram came to life, displaying a three-dimensional map of the known universe. As Zhang spoke, new points of light began to appear, representing previously unreachable galaxies and cosmic phenomena. Imagine, she continued, her eyes shining with enthusiasm, expeditions to the heart of quasars, research stations orbiting supermassive black holes, and diplomatic missions to civilizations in galaxies we once thought forever beyond our reach. This is the future we can build together. The excitement in the hall was palpable. Species that had been bound to their home systems due to technological limitations now saw the entire cosmos opening up before them. The galactic empire's fall from absolute power no longer seemed like a loss, but an opportunity for unparalleled growth and discovery. As the summit drew to a close, a surprise announcement sent ripples of shock through the assembly. Emperor Zorn XI, last absolute ruler of the Galactic Empire, stepped down from his position. In his place, a council of representatives from various imperial worlds would govern, working in concert with the new Galactic Council. "The age of emperors is over," Zorn declared, his crystalline form glowing with an inner light. "Let this be the dawn of a new era, an era of cooperation, exploration, and shared prosperity." The ratification of the Galactic Constitution was met with jubilant celebrations across countless worlds. On Earth, holographic displays lit up the skies of every major city, showing scenes of unity and hope from across the cosmos. In the methane seas of Titan, bioluminescent Neptunes performed intricate dances of joy. On the desert world of Arrakis, Fremen tribesmen raised their voices in ancient songs of prophecy fulfilled. But even as the galaxy celebrated, President Yusin and her advisors knew that challenges lay ahead. Not every civilization would easily adapt to the new order. Remnants of the old imperial power structure would resist change. And beyond the boundaries of known space, unknown threats might lurk. In a private meeting following the summit, Yusin conferred with Captain Zhang and Admiral Chen. The Prometheus project was just the beginning. Yusin said, her expression serious. "We'll need to accelerate our research and development. The galaxy will be looking to us not just for technology, but for leadership." Zhang nodded, her mind already racing with possibilities. "We've been working on some new designs, ships capable of intergalactic travel, space stations that can harness the power of quasars. With the combined scientific might of thousands of civilizations, there's no limit to what we can achieve." Admiral Chen, ever the pragmatist, added, "We'll need to establish a peacekeeping force as well. Not every dispute will be solved through diplomacy alone." As the three women discussed the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead, a gentle chime interrupted them. A holographic display sprang to life, showing a region of space at the very edge of the known universe. "Madam President," an excited voice called out, "we're picking up signals. It's like nothing we've ever seen before. We think it might be evidence of extra-dimensional beings." Yusin, Zhang, and Chen exchanged looks of wonder and determination. The galaxy had changed, power had shifted, but humanity's greatest adventure was just beginning. As they moved to investigate this new discovery, one thing was clear: the future was unwritten, full of challenges and marvels beyond imagination, and humanity would face it head-on, leading the charge into a brave new cosmic era. The galactic power shift was complete, but the story of humanity's cosmic journey was only just beginning.